In sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
Welcome into the No Off Days podcast. Chris Cato, BK is in the booth. I am Scott Smith, and right out of the gates, I got to be honest, I'm a little disappointed, Chris. I have misplaced, or it has been stolen from me, my NODPOD mug.
Oh,
so I have modified this cup, but it's just a temporary fix. It's been 2 weeks now, so
that's very janky. That's very sad.
All right, so if you have seen my mug, please turn it in. We've been down this road before with several items of mine that tend to get stolen.
I'm seeing a connection here.
Yeah,
you lose your stuff.
It's not me losing. Somebody is stealing my stuff and they're selling it, probably on eBay on the secondary market.
Where is Detective Sean Barry?
Exactly.
Let's get him on this.
Get him on the case. Well, welcome in, and I see you're wearing a new line.
I did.
Old Forester.
I picked.
You got to tell everybody about you did the Bourbon Trail.
I did the sad middle-aged man bourbon tour of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
It was quite a weekend. It was fun, you know.
So tell us about the stops you made along the way.
Well, gosh, at the risk of making myself sound pathetic, I mean,
you're wearing the shirt. I think you wanted to talk about it.
I had to have a souvenir that wasn't in bottle form. We did 6. So you go to Louisville, right? Downtown, you can hit like 6 distilleries in walking distance. So it makes it pretty easy. Plus, you probably don't want to be driving anyway. And you get the tours. You've done these before, I'm sure. You see how they go through the process of making the bourbon from, starting just with the water and the corn mash and the rye and the barley. And then they take you all through the process, and then the payoff is the tasting at the end. And,
you
usually get to try 5 or 6 different varieties. And
which one had the nicest tasting room?
I would have to say I liked Old Forester's the best.
Yeah, okay.
Michter's was good too, but Old Forester's, I found one that I hadn't tried before, and I really liked it, and some of that may have come back home with me.
May or may not have. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I haven't done any of that, but I'd love to. I have been to Lynchburg, and I've seen the Jack Daniel's distillery. I've done that, but I haven't done like the quintessential, bourbon trail. So
it's kind of a great racket that Kentucky has set up there. I mean, you can legally make bourbon in any state, but for some reason people think it's like the Champagne region of France that you can only make it in Kentucky. But I guess the key is they grow all of that barley there, right? It's mostly all Kentucky grown, and they've got the water. The water is really the essence of it. That limestone that Kentucky is sitting there on a bedrock of limestone, it filters the water, and that's what you want.
That may be it. That's the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
It's like the public water in New York that they say makes great bagels.
That is great water, too.
Pizza.
I can't believe the first time I went to New York City, drinking out of the tap in the hotel room, I was like, this is actually good. This is delicious water. Yeah.
I can't put my finger on what that flavor is exactly, but
it's pure.
Yeah,
it's
no
bourbon.
Doubt. Well, I'm glad you got an opportunity to do that. That's very cool. One of these days, maybe BK and I can join you. Brian, join the program at this point. Would you be down for that? A little bourbon trail?
Definitely. I'd love. Why don't we do a bourbon bracket next year?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. We'd
be under the table.
One seed would be Pappy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You can't even find that.
Yeah, Pappy Van Winkle.
But that sounds so much fun. I've been to Lynchburg, and that place is awesome. But yeah, bourbon trail, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. They do horses and they do bourbon out there. That's what they do.
Pretty well.
Yeah, no doubt.
I didn't buy a horse while I was there. That was the one thing I failed on. I had my eye on a young filly named War Admiral.
Yeah.
I saw the Kentucky Derby, though. We went to church. I didn't see the Derby. Went to Churchill Downs, and that was fun.
It's kind of disappointing, though. It's right in the middle of a neighborhood. You think it's majestic, like rolling grass hills and stuff, but it's right there.
Yeah, I had no idea that you could see the University of Louisville's football stadium from Churchill Downs.
It's right there.
It's right there.
The Twin Spires. Yeah, and you went down. You got to go like up on the rail, right?
They did. They put us on the rail. You kind of picture the horses running by and the pounding of the hooves. And they said that they dug that track. It's 25 feet deep. The dirt.
Really?
There. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And of course they dug it back in the 1900s with no backhoe. So you wonder how many people volunteered for that job.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would have been rough. Yeah. Well, it's coming up. Derby, is a couple weeks away?
Yeah. Time to get those fancy hats and seersuckers.
I feel like we did. What did we do last year for the Derby? We picked. Was it a wrestler or a Derby horse?
I think it
Something
was
like that?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we had you and BK race around the building. We put little,
With a broom
little
between our
jockeys on your backs.
Maybe we'll do that again this year. BK, what do we got on today's program?
Today we got a bunch of topics we can go over, but one is Tom Brady. He keeps flirting with coming back and playing again. Is this going to be an ongoing thing with this guy? I mean, he's still he needs to come to work. He's signed on here at
Well,
Fox.
I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah. So we'll check in with him. Plus, he's got a little celebrity roast coming up. I'm kind of looking forward to.
Okay.
And then at the end of the show, we're going to break out the NODPOD Gazette.
Beautiful.
Took some time off during the bracket, so
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's good. Let's get the rag going again.
Yeah,
All right,
might as
BK.
well.
We'll catch up with you in a little bit. If you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/NODPOD. If you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe, you can take out your phone, zap the QR code on the screen in the bottom right-hand corner, and there you can find all of our shows. Subscribe at fox13news.com/NODPOD. My coffee is already cold, Chris. This is it.
Too bad you don't have one of these. This is available in the NODPOD store for
I know.
purchase.
We
If
need
you've
to
got
get that
$25, you could replace yours.
So it is playoff time in the NBA and the NHL, which is kind of like, I feel like it in some ways makes up for the lack of football, right?
Almost, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you have playoff concurrent. That's nice. And to this point, it seems like pretty much every higher seeded team in both sides has won. I mean, with a couple exceptions there, I think, on the hockey side of things. This is fun. I just wrote this down before we came out here, Chris, because I'm looking at the NBA, and you're probably going to have like 3 sweeps in the first round.
Okay.
I mean, I just feel like the NBA has too many playoff teams.
Okay.
Like we need to maybe cut that field in half, to be perfectly honest.
Who's getting swept? The Magic, probably? Not playing well?
Yeah, I'd have to go back.
Can't hit an outside shot?
Yeah.
Lakers could get swept.
Lakers could get swept. I feel like the Magic. Did you say that already?
Yeah, the Suns. Timberwolves probably going to sweep the Suns.
That could
I mean,
be
I think
possible.
you're right. I mean, it seems like
I don't know. I mean, you look back. What I wrote down here was the last few years. I'm just curious, like how many series are actually competitive in the first round. The NBA. Let's see. Last year, they had 5 series in the opening round. So there's only 8 total series, right?
Right.
5 of those 8 were done in 5 games or less. You had one sweep in there. The year before, it was 4, so half the field done in 5, and then 5 the year before that. So like half of these teams, these aren't even really competitive series. But you look at the NHL side of things, and it's like almost the opposite. Like you have, I mean, every year you have. Last year you had, I think there was one series in the first round that finished in 5 games or less.
Okay.
And then you had 3 7-game matchups,
which is what you want, right?
Yeah,
that's the drama you want.
You had 5 in the year before. You had 5 7-gamers in the first round. The year before that, you had a couple more 7. So, like the NHL, from a competitive standpoint, I think there's a lot more. Across the board.
Parity?
Yeah, a lot more parity, I think, in the league. But that's what you love about the NHL playoffs. The NBA, it's a different dynamic. I mean, you have teams that are very top heavy, and then they just kind of give these, giveaway playoff spots essentially. But the complaint coming out of the NBA right now is like the officiating. It's like been awful. Apparently, if you read the clippings, LeBron James, like last night, I believe, as we tape this, he walked out of his press conference because he was upset about a non-call on D'Angelo Russell, and then you had that, I believe, in the other game was the 76ers-Knicks game. In fact, the league came back and they said, you know what, we're going to own it. We had 4 incorrect non-calls in that game, and
including in that decisive series there at the end when Maxey was fouled twice. It looked like, and then Nick Nurse, the Sixers coach, said he's going to file a grievance. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know what good that does.
Exactly. That's kind of the point. It's like if we're here at this point in the season and we're talking about the referees, like it's just that's loser talk. I mean, I just don't. Whatever. We got to move on past that, right?
I think so.
And part of the issue is that it's coming from teams that are probably about to get run out, and it probably shouldn't even be in this series, to be honest with you. So, but I think officials always kind of make good scapegoats, right? I mean, they are the low-hanging fruit. Like when we look in the NFL playoffs, like if we're talking about officiating, then like we've missed the mark. And thankfully, I don't think you deal with that a lot. In the NFL postseason, I don't think you deal with a lot of really horribly
not
officiated
since that
games.
egregious
there was
Saints call that
right.
They changed a rule for that and then later changed it back. But yeah,
well, so they say, do they dial back kind of the calls? Like, are they officiating differently in the postseason versus the regular season? And I think that may be true. I mean, I know on the NHL side of things, I mean, there was. You basically have to assault somebody in order to get a call. But yeah, like, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with the idea of like letting them play a little bit more because you really don't want the officials to become the storyline. No. And so to that extent, they're either making calls and creating opportunities for teams, or they're missing calls and then players complain about them after the games, and we're still talking about it. So either way, I do know this. That if you're a fan and you see a guy that is probably about 7 feet tall sitting in the seats next to you, he's probably not the guy you want to talk trash to, right? This happened at the Nuggets game. You know who that guy was that the fan was talking trash to?
Former NBA player? I don't know.
Nikola Jokic's brother.
Oh, I've seen those dudes.
Have you seen? I think it was the one step. It starts with an S. This guy is big and bad. He looks like the quintessential tough guy villain. Like
he's got 3 or 4 that are all big and bad, right? And they look like
this is the one with the mohawk.
Oh,
though.
Yeah.
And this guy is huge. And video has surfaced now where Jokic. If you look up, I feel like it's Stethart or something like that. Is his first name? It's just an S. There's video of a picture of the guy if you look him up.
Strahinja?
That sounds right.
Okay.
And he's sitting next to these kids, and he's just like crammed into this tiny seat.
Why can't he get better seats than this?
Okay, but like this, what fan is picking a fight with this guy?
I don't know.
Anyway, so there's video that has surfaced. TMZ got it of him, throwing down and hitting the dude in the face.
Oh,
and so they're trying to, the NBA is looking into it, but. First of all, like, what's it take to get to that point? Like, no thanks, man. I mean, that guy, his reach alone is probably like 2 rows. But on top of that, like, now I guess the fan has not come forward. So that's part of the NBA's problem here. They want to like levy some type of punishment.
So I think the fan's afraid of what the family might do to him if he comes forward. I mean, this looks like a rough crowd here.
Well. I don't know. Maybe the fan is actually wanting to get punched. Maybe he looks at that like an honor that he's received. Like he was able to be such a rabble-rouser that he received a punch from the best basketball player in the world's brother.
Or maybe he's looking for a payday and
well,
lending
then
your
he would
face
come forward, right?
Yeah,
but
you would think so.
To this point, we have a victimless crime. So you can't really punish the guy. But I don't know.
I like how this Jokic brother climbed over like 8 rows of people to get to this dude, too. Boy, whatever this guy did must have really hacked him off.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be between him. But anyway, that's, we've seen fans kind of get involved and take it up a couple notches. And we've seen that, obviously, there was the malice in the palace and stuff like that in the NBA, that they've kind of had to fight through a little bit. But fan engagement, we saw it at the baseball game the other day with the Yankees.
Oh,
Remember Aaron Boone?
Getting tossed, yeah.
So, like, there's a fan sitting behind Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone has already had some type of engagement with the home plate umpire about, I think it was about balls and strikes or something.
Which is, Boone is famous for this, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, he chirps, right?
Yeah.
And so the official the umpire was having none of it. He was like, and he was mic'd up too. Like, you could hear him crystal clear. He's like, I don't want to hear another word out of you. So verbal warning has been issued. And then, like, 2 seconds later, like, you hear somebody else, but it's a guy sitting in the seats behind Aaron Boone, chirping at the umpire, and the umpire turns around and tosses Booney out of the game.
Yeah, the umpire was going into the tossing motion before he even turned around.
Yeah.
He just knew it was Boone, but it wasn't, and that was hilarious. I mean, George Costanza was laughing somewhere
I
about
love
that.
It. I mean, if you're a fan, though, I mean, you want to be able to impact the game, right? Like, I mean, there is a segment, you don't want to sit next to these people, but there is a segment of fans that love to just, I mean, they're getting after the players, they're talking trash. Like, That's an element, right? Those people, they want to affect the outcome.
They antagonize. That's why a lot of these the best environments for college basketball, they have the seats right there on the court so that the student section, whoever, can be, make it as hard as possible on that opposing team.
Yeah.
And we've seen some nasty things in the NBA in recent years where fans went too far, getting in, even as far as throwing things. You don't want to do that. But, yeah, you kind of want some of that in your home arena,
You do. And you want, like, some Jokic brothers sitting there, too, to, like, lay down the law, too. It's like, if he's talking a little too much trash, send one of the Jokic bros up there and just kind of pound it out. Take care of business, for sure. That's what we have seen. Coming up on the other side, we are going to talk about Tom Brady. Is it true? Could he possibly be coming back to the NFL? He has said, hey, he's just a phone call away. We're going to discuss it when the NODPOD returns. Welcome back to the No Off Days podcast, and I'm already in a better mood in the second block here because look what just showed up.
See, ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. So Sean, our very locked-in jib operator and some part-time director, located this. It was in the studio here.
It was literally 20 yards from you, sitting on a shelf.
But it was actually hidden in like a hutch. So
Sean, how hidden was
away.
it? Was it hidden, Sean?
He said he
saw it without moving things.
Okay. Well,
how hard did you look for that thing before you put out an APB?
Well, I wouldn't have looked inside the thing that it was in. I wouldn't.
Here's the problem: we were so high on cake sugar for the last 4 weeks, you just forgot where you put your stuff.
True. Anyway, so I'm glad that we've recovered it. All right. All right. Speaking of recovering things, it looks like Tom Brady is ready to recover his cleats and his helmet and his pads because he is kind of discussing and floating this idea, and I don't know how much it is just him kind of marketing it, just giving the kind of the flirt, the wink with the NFL and the fan base to push some other, whatever Tom Brady's other alternative agenda is. But he seems to be kicking around this idea that if a team called him, that he would be ready to go. What are the percentages that you think this actually happens?
Less than 3%.
Okay, well, then tell me there's a chance.
There's a couple. Yeah, there's always a chance with Brady. I don't know. There are several reasons. I just don't buy it. I mean, first of all, the timing of all of this. Like you mentioned, he always has an agenda for everything he puts on social media. And when you say he's floating the idea, I don't think he's floating it as much as just not completely shutting it down when someone on a podcast asked him, hey, would you consider an NFL team gave you a call?
It, right?
He said, what did he say?
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it.
And he even threw out the names. He said the Patriots or the Raiders. They said if a team calls you, and Tom is the one that filled in the blank.
Yeah.
He said like the Patriots or the Raiders. Like, he is putting it out there. Like, I think he is kind of he's sending out the signal a little bit. He's flashing the Brady Batman sign in the sky. Like, I think he wants a call
just before the draft. Like he's telling
even if
teams,
it's to reject it. You know what I mean? Like
he just wants to tell someone no.
He wants to feel wanted.
That would be wild. I know. Tom Florio with what's he on? Pro Football Talk.
Yeah.
Is that him?
It, yeah.
He's really driving this hard with the Vikings being a real possibility for Brady, like a real possible landing spot. Talking about the appeal that could have in terms of keeping Justin Jefferson. They want to sign him to a long-term deal. I mean, he would want to catch passes from the GOAT.
So their current situation is it Sam Darnold?
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold.
Okay.
And, and also it makes sense if the Vikings are going to draft one of these rookie quarterbacks that are still kind of a unfinished product, maybe it's a Jaden Daniels or someone like that, and they want him to sit for 1 year behind a veteran. You need who better to sit? What if it's J.J. McCarthy, a Michigan man sitting behind a Michigan man?
Yeah. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Where the Vikings right now, I mean, obviously they can move up, but they're sitting at 11.
Yeah.
So, and maybe this is something that does kind of shake out as we figure out what goes on in the draft. I don't think it really matters, though. I mean, even if they went out and they signed, like let's say they drafted J.J. McCarthy at 11. That's not to say that he's going to come in and start the season. If you have an opportunity to potentially get Brady, I mean, it feels silly to discuss it, but again, like he's putting videos out there of him like running topless, and he's like, look how great a shape I'm in. But like the dude's gonna be 47, I believe, in August.
Yeah.
Like once the football season rolls around, like, and he's a year. This is the key. He is a year removed from playing. You know, is it one of those situations where, like, and I believe it is, like, you're always young in your mind. You know, like you show up, like for me, it's like I get to talking with people, you know, and I feel like we're the same age.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out, like, they graduated from college 3 years ago. And I'm like, I have 2 kids. I'm married. Like,
Happens
we're
to
not
be all
the
the
same
time.
age.
Yeah.
So, like, that is Tom kind of stuck in this thing where he always feels like, because he keeps great shape, he's in great shape. There's no obvious, like, ailments. He looks like he's 25. In his mind, he's always going to be there. He's always going to be one snap away. Like, I mean, I feel like Terrell Owens did that until he was like 40, late 40s.
Playing
like
Arena League.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he just thought he could always do it at the same level. And is Brady going to be stuck in that?
Yeah. He could be, you know, maybe the motivation, as you mentioned, he puts out this video of him running around in his not his underwear, but his, you know, he's running shirtless in Florida.
Right.
Part of it could be the timing with the NFL draft coming up, because he knows that when the draft comes on, eventually the video of him running the 40 at the draft is going to be shown around, and him appearing in his little, you know, his frail-looking pro day photo with his
frumpy.
Yeah,
was the look.
yes. So maybe he's just trying to get out ahead of that. Of like, look, I might not have been in shape then at 23, but I'm in great shape now at 47.
That could
Plus,
be.
he's promoting his No Bull, his brand of workout gear.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's always an angle with him.
For sure. But part of it is like my angle is, or my curiosity of the angle is like, is he trying to avoid coming to Fox?
Yeah.
Like, is he not like, I mean, once he locks into a contract, it's a 10-year, $375 million contract, right?
Is he trying to avoid $375 million?
This guy does not need any money. He needs zero money. He
Yeah.
is good. Like, I think it's like the work. You know, does he want to do that? Does he want to talk about other people playing, or does he want to be the guy?
I don't know.
You know?
If he came back, let's hypothesize here. I don't know if that's a verb. Where would he rank in NFL quarterback, in the tier of current quarterback? Is he middle of the pack? Is he middle of the pack, you think? Yeah.
I think middle. I mean, it comes down to the situation that he finds himself in. You know, I don't know what the Vikings like offensive line situation looks like. I mean, obviously you have Justin Jefferson. There are a couple threats there. You play in a dome, that helps, but again, you're playing. You'll also have, you know, a game in Green Bay probably in the wintertime. You'll have a game in Chicago in the wintertime.
He'd have to put those big gloves on his old hands.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think he probably still has it. I mean, I feel like he faded a little bit, obviously, with the Bucs at the end. And how much of that was Brady's fault? How much of that was just the offensive line not playing up to snuff? Like, I mean, that there was a lot of factors at play. But one of the things was, whether it was Brady's fault or the offensive line's fault, is like he was getting rid of that ball super quick.
Yeah.
And so it just didn't allow anything to develop, you know. And so it'd have to be the right system, right offense, and if that was the situation, I think he could win games.
Well, Kevin O'Connell has a pretty good offense usually.
Yeah. I mean, I think he could win games. I think he could, in the right situation. I mean, I'm not going to put anything past Tom Brady, but I don't know. I don't know what he has left to prove. He has nothing left to prove, and I honestly, I think it's probably just some type of, you know, get my name circulated. It's good for my brand. It's good for my upcoming Netflix special. You know?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So
maybe this is giving more material to those who will roast him.
Well, and this is another thing. We've talked about this. I just think it's a bad idea.
The roast?
Like, the roast.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll take it easy. I think they might. I think they might take it easy on it, because I don't watch these things, but like I know they get extremely vulgar.
They're not going to take it easy on him.
But they're going to. You're right. That's the problem. That's my fear for Tom. He doesn't know what he's stepping into.
I think he does.
I
think he does know. I mean, yeah, I think he knows exactly what
there's
he's getting.
so much like low-hanging fruit there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's involved in the FTX thing.
Sure.
Obviously, I mean, on the personal side with his, you know, with Giselle, like there's just stuff there. It's like, why would you expose
Deflategate and all of
yourself?
that, and
He's got young kids still.
well,
you know?
they're not allowed to watch this.
They're gonna see it at some point.
They can watch it later, but my goodness.
I don't know.
It'll be funny.
Do you have a roast line?
Yeah,
Come on, I know you've been working.
I don't
on
have
it.
a roast line.
You've been sending your material to Kevin Hart.
I'm a fan of, so who's writing this? Is it Kevin Hart and Jeff Ross?
I mean, the way they usually format it is like you have a host, right?
Right.
So Kevin Hart would host it. Jeffrey Ross is like, I don't know what else the guy does, but he does these roasts. So he's a stand-up comedian.
I think the roasters that come aren't going to write their own stuff. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like someone's writing this for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm wondering who it is. I mean, you have such potential. I mean, Gronk, I mean, he's going to be funny.
Gronk's got to be. He's got to be one of them.
Gronk's got some stuff. You know, does Belichick come back to roast him? Is that too soon?
That would be – I might have to watch just for that.
Yeah.
If Belichick is up there delivering one-liners about Tom, like that would be worth the price of admission.
You know who's hilarious? I've listened to his podcast. Is Julian Edelman. He's got a great sense of humor. He could rip into him. You know, you think that, well, this is too far-fetched, but Antonio Brown would be interesting.
Oh, gosh. That pains me just to think about where he might take this.
Yeah, he was Tom's house guest. I didn't know I would see Tom walking around in underwear. Giselle's.
By the way, do you follow AB and his Twitter?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
he's still doing that.
Yeah, I know he's persona non grata, but the guy's he is just. He's a vicious attack dog on Twitter.
Well, let's get him up there for that.
Some of them are pretty funny, but obviously many of them he
Let's
takes
get him up there
far.
for that roast. What about, does Drew Bledsoe pop up with a spleen joke somewhere in the roast?
Well, Drew's got to be in there. I don't know how funny. The problem is it's like Drew showing up. He is like, like he is the butt of the joke, kind of, in some ways.
Might turn into a roast of Drew,
exactly.
I guess.
That might backfire.
I'll watch. I'll tell you that.
I wonder if any Bucks would be up there.
You
think?
Well, outside of Antonio Brown.
You're right. I mean, I don't know. Like if Bruce Arians gets up there.
Bruce could be funny. That could be good.
I don't know. It's coming up this, is it May, June?
Oh, you know who would be funny was our center, Ryan Jensen. He and Tom had that close relationship where you've got your hands down in the nethers to receive the snap.
The old baby powder trick. Yeah. Anyway, this is my petition to Tom. Don't do it. It's not worth the money.
You don't want to see it.
It's not worth the clips that are going to go viral. But if he wants to come back for another season of football, I'm here for that.
Could he even back to the quarterback thing? Isn't he going to be minority owner of the Raiders?
Supposedly that has not been pushed.
Can you play for a team if you're owning? Hey, Vikings, I'm a phone call away, but I'm also part owner of this other team over here.
I don't think that there's any precedent for that. I don't recall Robert Kraft ever lining up at running back for the Patriots. That would obviously be a factor, but that has been slowed down considerably. So that has not progressed in a year's time.
Maybe Tom is slowing it down.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to see.
Pulling all the puppet strings.
I don't know. He's going to have to make up his mind here pretty soon because the football season, it will be here before you know it. Because obviously, coming up later this week, we have the NFL draft, and then you bat your eye, and you got OTAs and mini camp and training camps.
Kevin Burkhart's waiting. He's like, "Come on, Tom, help me out here."
He needs his partner.
Yeah.
All right, coming up on the other side, the NFL draft, as mentioned, but we're going to have our own little draft, and we're going to have a nice little twist to it. If we could compile, if we were our own GMs of our own teams, we're going to. We got a little twist. That's all I got for you.
I better start studying these players.
On the No Off Days podcast. Welcome back to the NODPOD. It is NFL Draft Week, and we have long anticipated these several days kind of consecutively hit. But Thursday is, of course, round 1, followed by rounds 2 and 3, I believe, on Friday, and then they wrap it up on Sunday with 4 through 7. I think that's the format.
Saturday.
Yeah. So, you have all these days that kind of lead into this moment. You got the combine, you got pro days, the individual visits that the players make, not to mention the whole college football season that kind of sets the table for this. So, I mean, for many teams, we had Trevor Sickma on last week, and he was like, growing up a Bucs fan, we didn't really have much in the way of playoff games and postseason to get ready for. So this was kind of like my Super Bowl in some ways.
It was cathartic for him, I think. He could think of all the ways to fix the roster. Who would you draft, right?
The NFL has, of course, leveraged that, and they've turned it into a giant spectacle. This year it's going to be in Detroit, but every year they're kind of bouncing around. They pack it out. They have giant stages, and the crowds come in for it, and it's become this TV event. So, and a lot of times, obviously, you have the top-tier players, the ones that we presume are going to be drafted early on day one. They make the visit. They're in person.
They're there live,
they give
yeah.
Roger Goodell the big hug, right? So, which, by the way, do you remember the first player to ever give Roger Goodell a hug?
I do not.
A Buccaneer. And he's been on our podcast.
That should narrow it down.
Gerald McCoy.
Oh,
he was
did
the
he
very
really?
first.
Okay.
Yeah, very first. And so everybody has kind of followed after that. But they have odds for some of the things that we're going to see during the broadcast. And so I just want to throw a couple out there. And we could bring BK in for this too, because I'd love his opinion. All right, so what will happen first during the broadcast? Nick Saban smiles or Bill Belichick smiles? So they got Nick Saban, let's see, minus 150.
Okay.
And
So
Bill
he's
Belichick
favored.
is plus 110.
That means Saban's favored to smile, and I would agree with that. Brian, we've seen Saban do a lot of work with ESPN now, in the college football
he's
season.
smiling a lot?
Yeah.
His first, yes, he gives this creepy, when the camera first comes on, he's sitting there on the wide shot with the 3 or 4 other guys, and he's smiling. I think he opens up smiling.
Okay.
Does it look natural? I don't know, but he will smile before Belichick does.
Oh,
Well,
agree.
I think like a Belichick grimace, like getting uncomfortable in his seat, might be taken as a smile.
That equals a smile
I
in
think
his,
so.
in his
Yeah,
book?
little, like
Okay.
some gas, maybe. You think? All right. Who will the number 1 overall pick hug first? Mom, dad, girlfriend, agent. So mom is obviously, I did that in order of likelihood.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's probably going to be
Mom.
Caleb Williams, and we know the history there, right? Remember, he jumped into the
Right,
stands.
he was,
and
after
she
USC's
was
lost his
holding
last
him
game.
while he was crying.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd say that would be my pick.
Mom.
Would be mom. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm going to say the agent weasels his way in there.
Squeezes
he's
in
gonna
between
get it.
Mom and Caleb?
He's like, let me just,
Don't forget who got you here, buddy.
Plus, I threw about $1,000 on this. Let's see. Oh, will Jim Harbaugh draft a Michigan player?
Ooh, what are the odds on that?
Yes is the favorite.
Yes, his favorite. Because I think they're going to be, 17 or 18 Wolverines in this draft possibly. So,
I'd say yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could they? Yeah, they're not going to go get McCarthy. They've
Let's
got
see.
Justin Herbert, but
Is there any other fun ones in here? Will a team's draft spot be moved back for missing a pick?
oh, that can't be
And-
high odds of that happening.
Yeah, yes is favorite.
No.
I don't know how to read these things.
Well, if it's minus,
So minus is favored.
minus is favorite.
Okay, so then it would be
Yeah.
yeah. All right, never mind.
Minus is heavily.
Well, those
favored.
are fun. Those are fun. I got something else fun for you, and hopefully you took your assignment, your homework assignment, seriously. Okay?
You told me not to take it seriously.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go do a 5-round draft. This is based on players in the current pool of draft candidates this week, okay? It doesn't have to have anything to do with their talent or whatever, but I want you to, we're going to go through, we're each going to make picks. And then at the end, we're going to base our picks, our team is going to have a common thread. And the other two will be able to decide, like, what is that common thread? Like, here's an example, right? So let's say we go through and you have selected as the top 5 fastest 40 times.
Okay.
So then, and if we figure that out, then we say you have selected the fastest team.
Gotcha.
All right. So it could be based on anything, any type of characteristic, where they're from, what they look like, their names, anything like that. And the other two will have to figure out what is the common thread tying your team together.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with football.
Yeah.
Let's put that out there right away.
They
Okay?
are all left-handed.
Okay.
Whatever it might be.
Are we ready?
Although I don't know any of these physical traits. But
All right, I'm gonna write yours down so I can keep track of them.
okay, please do.
All right. So, what was the order for our Masters draft? Brian went first.
Yeah, I went
and
first.
Chris went last.
I did.
So
yes.
we're gonna do it
Okay,
like that.
so we'll snake it again, and we'll do opposite.
Ooh,
I'm stuck
shoot,
in the middle.
That's gonna be hard to keep up with. Let me grab a pen.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'll write it all down, so we're
Okay.
good. Okay. So with the first overall pick in this year's fake NFL draft, Chris Cato selects.
I'm on the clock.
Yeah.
How much time do I have on the clock?
You have about 4 seconds.
Okay, all teams need a quarterback, so let's go Drake May out of North Carolina. Drake May.
Okay.
Oh, did I take Brian's? I hope I did. I did. Look at him.
Right out of the gates?
Right out of the gate.
He's cringing back there.
Oh my
I gotta
gosh!
go
It's
find
okay.
some.
This is a fake draft. If you,
I know.
You can duplicate.
You can pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you're on the clock. Scott Smith.
I'm on the
with
clock.
the second pick.
All right. With the second pick in the fake NFL draft, I will select Tyrese Knight, linebacker, UTEP.
Okay, spell Knight for me.
Knight.
Okay.
Tyrese, linebacker, UTEP.
All right, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, my pick.
Okay.
Brian's on the clock.
Okay, it's going to be obvious, but it's not. I'm going cornerback Terrion Arnold out of Alabama. I swear it's not.
He's a good one.
I already know the theme. I already know it. Okay.
Roll Tide.
You're back on the clock.
Okay, you're back on the clock, Brian.
I'm
Yes.
back on the clock.
Yep.
I will go. I need an offensive tackle, so give me Kingsley Sumatai, offensive tackle out of Washington.
Kingsley.
Sumatai.
Is that pronounced correct?
It's how I pronounce it. So-
Where's Trevor when we need him for some of these names?
I know.
Okay. All right. I'm back on the clock. All right. With the second. I just lost my. Okay. With the second round pick, I will select guard out of Tulane, Prince Pines.
Prince Pines. I like that name. Guard. Tulane. Okay.
You're on the
Offensive
clock.
lineman. I am on the clock again. I'm going with every team needs an edge rusher. With my second pick, I'm taking Miles Cole. Miles Cole out of Texas Tech. That's Cole. Miles Cole.
Okay. All right. You're back on the clock, my friend.
I'm back on the clock. Oh my gosh.
This is your third overall pick.
Third overall pick. Need someone to snap that ball to Drake May. Let's go Dylan McMahon, center, NC State. Dylan McMahon.
Center, Dylan McMahon, NC State.
Yeah, I feel good about this.
That's a good selection. I like him. He's a feisty one. All right. Okay, I'm up.
Back to you.
All right.
Your third pick.
My third pick is going to be out of the University of Tennessee. Need a good pass catcher. We got McAllen Castles.
All right.
Okay. I think I got Scott's theme.
Yes.
You don't know.
He's gonna
you
throw
don't
a
know
curveball at
anything.
us
You
here.
don't know anything.
Players will be
All right.
cut.
All
Players
right.
will be
Go
cut.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Brian.
My
Third
turn.
pick. Yeah.
I'll go wide receiver out of Washington again. Give me Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk, wide receiver out of Washington.
Oh, I had him in a different draft. Okay.
I think I've got Brian's
Do I go
theme
again?
already.
Is it me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll stay in is it the Apple State? Is that Washington?
Yes.
Let's stay Washington State. Give me a safety, Jaden Hicks.
Jaden Hicks, safety out of Wazoo.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had your theme nailed down, but I don't now.
Okay.
You're proving to be curious.
All right. All right. With my fourth pick out of Penn State, cornerback Kalen King.
KK,
Need a good corner.
you like those Tennessee boys, don't you?
No, he's out of Penn State.
Oh,
but I
never
do like
mind.
Tennessee boys. All right.
I don't listen well. All right, with my fourth pick, let's go get a cornerback, DeAndre Prince. DeAndre Prince, cornerback out of Ole Miss.
And you're back on the clock for your
All right,
final
my
pick.
final pick, probably my favorite selection. I already picked a center, but we know Dylan McMahon might get moved to guard, so we're going to go with another center, Drake Nugent. It's a great name, Drake Nugent, a center out of Michigan.
Okay.
And that rounds out my draft.
Out of Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And with my final pick, I know that people don't typically draft this position, but I think he's the best in the draft. So I need a long snapper out of the University of Georgia. Give me William Mote.
I know. I see what you've done here. I didn't even look at long snappers.
All right, BK, finish us out, big boy.
Shoot. I'm just trying to find.
I think I stole another one of BK's picks.
Give me. Dang it. I'll go. I will go. Oh, I can't pronounce that one. Give me Johnny Newton, defensive tackle out of
Johnny.
Out of Illinois.
DT out of Johnny Newton.
Do not factor that into my theme, though.
Don't
wait,
factor
what?
it into your theme.
Yeah, because I didn't think that Drake May would go first, man.
Just pick. Just
No,
pick
you
Drake
can
May
have
again.
Drake May. It's fine.
Let's go with Drake May. I picked
All
Drake
right.
May, too.
Amazing he stuck around in the 5th round, too.
Yeah.
All right, QB, Drake May.
No, we're sharing
right.
Drake May.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that
All right.
concludes this year's draft. All right. So just to recap here, let's see. Mine is my first pick was Tyrese Knight, linebacker, UTEP. Prince Pines, that is guard, Tulane. McAllen Castles, tight end, Tennessee. Kalen King, cornerback, Penn State. And William Moat, long snapper, University of Georgia. Chris's team, Drake May, quarterback, UNC. Edge rusher, Miles Cole, Texas Tech. Center, Dylan McMahon, out of NC State. Cornerback, DeAndre Prince, out of Ole Miss. And center, Drake Nugent from Michigan. And Brian's team would be cornerback, Terrion Arnold from Bama. Offensive tackle, Kingsley Sumatai, University of Washington. Wide receiver, Jalen Polk, also out of Washington. Safety, Jaden Hicks, Washington State. And quarterback, Drake May, out of UNC. So, would anybody like to guess mine?
Yeah, I think yours might be the most obvious one.
Oh, yeah?
All born in October, correct? Is that's
All
where
5, 8 and
they're
a
all
half.
Libras.
I would say that you are not evil, but you are medieval.
That
that is the theme here.
Correct. Good job. That is Team Medieval.
Paint the
We
picture
got
for us again.
We got a knight, we got a prince, we got castles, king, and we have a moat around that castle.
Good pull on the
Very
moat. I did
good.
not see
Yeah,
the moat on the
yeah,
board.
Nice.
I was waiting for you to draft Bob Trebuchet.
All right, Brian, do you know, have you picked up on Chris's theme? I think I got Chris's theme.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I thought it was 4-letter last names at first, but then he threw McMahon or something like that in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you have?
Well, I remember it's first and last. So I see a Drake.
Yeah.
I see a Miles. I see, or it could be Cole, either one.
Yeah.
I see a Dylan, I see a Prince, and I see a Nugent. I think we
got
have
it. We got
team musicians.
We got a band. We got a
We got
band
full-
and a
we got
team.
full band.
Oh,
All right.
man.
So
Yeah.
wait, was Miles, was that?
I was going more for Nat King
Miles
Cole for
Coltrane?
Cole, but you know, do Miles Bridges, the
Miles,
great.
okay.
Yeah,
there you
but-
go. Nat
yeah.
King Cole.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good job.
All
Also,
right.
I wanted to add to my team DJ James. He's a DJ, or Jared Verse.
Okay,
You know,
yeah, that would've been
If I
nice.
could do that.
All right, let's see.
You would never guess
Brian.
mine.
I have no idea. I'm looking for the
Oh, no.
theme
You would
in
never
this.
guess mine.
Hang on. So we have.
Drake May, Terrion Arnold.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Arnold.
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 I didn't think we were supposed to be funny with this thing. I thought we were still third block
Well,
is kind of serious.
He
still.
didn't say we had to be funny, but
No, it
Okay.
didn't have to be funny.
Okay,
I
mine's
knew,
not funny.
I knew where Chris would take it, so that was kind of baked in. I wasn't sure where you were going to go with it, so I like this though. This is it's
never
a
guess it.
bit challenging.
Trevor may have guessed it.
wait. Trevor probably would have guessed it. Let's see.
Well, at first I was going, are these all players that were in the semifinal last year?
But then he threw Wazoo in there.
Yeah.
Were these all born in the same state? I don't know where.
No.
Are they all the tallest at their position?
No.
Are they all the
Shortest.
Are they all the slowest at their position?
Nothing to do with physical.
Okay.
Are they all fifth-year seniors?
You're getting closer.
Do they all use a COVID year?
That I do not know.
They all transferred more than once.
No.
They didn't transfer.
They were all born in Alabama.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
They
It's
all-
so when we were talking transfers, like we were close.
We were
No,
close.
when he
we were
said
talking fifth-year senior.
Yeah.
Oh, fifth year senior. Okay. So they're the oldest. These are the 5 oldest people in the draft.
No.
I know Drake May didn't play to his senior year, though, did he? He's a junior, I'm pretty sure, right?
Are you sure?
And these are all juniors. These are all juniors?
No. They're not all juniors. These are all either redshirt
sophomores
or sophomores.
Really?
Yes. Drake
Okay.
May threw me, but he's a redshirt sophomore.
He's
They're
a
all
redshirt sophomore.
sophomores, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Terry and Arnold was. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Wow.
The last Bucks player that was a sophomore they never draft really young players.
All right. Can I spent way too much time on this.
Oh.
And I have 2 more draft classes.
Oh, so do I.
Can I? Do you really?
What are you doing, man?
Okay. Then we'll just do rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let me go first, and then you go. All right. Okay. We have wide receiver out of Florida State, Keon Coleman. We have cornerback Pitt, A.J. Woods. We have offensive tackle Notre Dame, Blake Fisher. We have edge rusher Houston Christian, Jalix Hunt.
Got it.
We have, hang on, we have cornerback Louisville, Storm Duck.
Coleman, Woods, Fisher, Christian.
Hunter.
No,
Hunter
he went
Duck.
to Houston Christian.
Oh.
His name is Jalix Hunt.
So we have a hunt. We have a duck hunt. We have a
We have-
Outdoors.
in the woods. We have a duck hunt in the woods.
Yes, it's Team Bass Pro.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's
Good
a good
job.
one.
All right.
All right. Here, I've got one for you. I'll read
Yes,
these quickly.
yeah.
We got Jonah Ellis. We got Isaiah Davis. We got
Biblical
Malachi,
names.
Malachi Corley. We've got Nehemiah Pritchett. We've got Elijah Jones.
Are these are minor prophets?
Oh no, Elijah's not minor.
No,
He's major.
you're right.
No,
We
these
have-
are the prophets. These
Okay,
are the prophets.
beautiful.
By the way, 4 Isaiahs in this draft.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, can I give you one more?
Hang on, let me give you one more. Okay. Jalen Polk, Chop Robinson, Miles Battle, Jamari Thrash, Frank Gore Jr.
We're watching a slasher movie.
This is Team Gradual Violence.
Yes, Gore.
Polk, Chop, Battle, Thrash, Gore.
I like it. You turned Polk into Poke. I like that. All right, we've got this is an obvious one here. I won't start with this one. We got Joe Alt, Brendan Rice, Luke McCaffrey, Chris Jenkins Jr., Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Frank Gore Jr., and Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, that's obvious.
Junior, all juniors?
No, not all juniors, but
Hang on.
think about Joe Alt, Brendan Rice, and Luke McCaffrey. And
All brothers.
No. Add those
All-
others
All
in.
brothers in the NFL.
No. All sons of former NFL
Oh,
players.
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Very good. Very good. That was fun. It took a while for us to kind of figure out what was going on there, but that is typically the case here on the No
This
Off
is
Days
how
podcast.
the general managers do it, right?
Yeah.
They just find a theme.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. They're all under 4'11". Yep.
That would
I
be-
have the shortest. See, this is the type of thing. If I was GM again, like I would go down this bunny trail, and then I would beat my chest about yes, but
I've
did
got
you
the-
know they're all musician names?
Got the offensive line with the best vertical.
They all have
Something they-
beautiful hair.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Oh.
coming up on the other side, we are going to dive into the No Off Days podcast favorite publication. That would be the NODPOD Gazette headlines. True or false? Stick around. NODPOD continues after this. Welcome back to the NODPOD. All right, we had our draft last block, and we kind of had to figure out, we had to use our sniffers to figure out what was the common thread. Now we got to use our sniffers yet again to sniff out the false headlines.
I'm wafting.
Of the NODPOD Gazette. I mean, we've been sniffing cake for the last month, but
Yes.
now it's on to other things. So let's bring BK back in. Brian has compiled a list of headlines, and we have to determine which ones are true headlines and which ones are fake news.
Correct.
All right.
You ready for the first one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Barbecue sensation. A delicious treat straight from the dream house to your plate. I give you barbecue sauce, guys. It's the latest condiment to be added to your dinner table. It's a combination of mayonnaise and Heinz barbecue sauce, and it comes in the color of, you guessed it, pink. Yeah, Barbie pink. Heinz suggests that you use it to brighten up a burger as well as drizzling it over a crisp salad. True or false story?
Drizzle. For shizzle. I'm gonna say it's for shizzle. I'm gonna say it's real. That sounds about right.
Yeah. It
Even though I've never heard of it.
gross. First of all, mayonnaise and barbecue sauce, gross.
No, what?
That's gross.
How is
That's
that gross?
Because mayonnaise mixed with anything. Have you ketchup and mayonnaise? Gross.
No.
Yes.
No.
Terrible.
Wait, so what do you put on your hamburger?
Ketchup and mustard, like an
You
American.
don't- Okay, but you don't like mayonnaise. That's
I don't
your
like
issue.
mayonnaise.
Your beef is with mayonnaise.
Oh, my beef doesn't touch mayonnaise.
Okay.
I think if this were a real thing, I would have heard about it because, this is the time of year, spring, when these companies that are actually doing something like this put this out to us talking heads on the media so that we'll give them free pub. So I'm going to say this is false. This is the product of the NODPOD Gazette's untrustworthy journalism.
Wow. The answer?
It's true.
True.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
The sauce is only being sold online right now, and it's only being sold in select European markets.
European markets.
Yeah, they're trying it out over there. And it gets its pink color from something called beetroot extract, which sounds absolutely delicious.
Beetroot extract. I
Yeah.
love beetroot extract.
And they're putting it on their pizza over there in Europe, it looks like.
Right, yeah. They're putting it
Gross.
everywhere. It's disgusting. It looks like
No.
Pepto-Bismol.
Well, yeah, the appearance is not good. So
No.
that's why it won't succeed. But hang on. I got to go back to this. Do you like Chick-fil-A sauce?
I've recently become a fan.
Okay.
It took me a long time.
Okay. Well, that's a mixture
It's
of
mayo-based,
other sauces.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
I
yeah.
don't know what's actually in it. I think it's like honey mustard and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I don't
There's probably
mind
some
sauces mixing. I just don't want to taste of mayonnaise. For a while they tried to convince me this aioli was different.
It's butter and garlic, right? Kind of.
No, it's like butter and mayonnaise.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a fancy word for mayo. Don't let them
Okay.
fool you, Brian.
All right.
Keep that aioli away from me.
All right. Headline number 2.
All right, here we go. Sharktastic treat. Oh boy. Already a delicacy in the Far
Human
East.
beings.
The San Francisco Giants are selling popsicles this season that they feel are already a home run, called the Shark Bite. The frozen treat comes in strawberry, lemon, and orange flavors, with each having bits of actual shark meat infused inside.
Ew, that is disgusting.
They're selling at $22 each. Giants say they have sold out of the popsicles during the team's first homestand.
Hang on. Okay. These are popsicles
Yes.
With bits of
with
shark.
bits of shark in it.
Yes.
No, not in San Francisco. That definitely is not happening there.
Oh, they don't
I-
eat like
I
weird
can't-
fish
I
in San
can't-
Francisco?
Crickets and-
I can't imagine that. Yeah, that they would be selling that. I just no.
I thought it was illegal
Shark?
to.
I don't think shark is that like a
I don't think-
cuisine?
I don't
Can't
think
you eat?
can.
You
I don't
can
think
eat
you
shark.
can. Can you?
Yeah, I think so. Like shark steaks, don't they sell those?
Probably.
You can't eat like shark fin soup.
You're right. You can't hack their fins off.
No,
don't-
you can't do that.
This sounds though like Scott's dream. Like Scott hates sharks. He would love to see them chopped up into bits and put in popsicles.
I'll take 27 of these things. Keep them coming.
a whole pallet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say false.
And what would the flavor be? Like
It's
what?
the
what would-
popsicles, strawberry, lemon, and orange.
and there's
then
meat in it?
just like little pieces. You see it on the.
That's
the
disgusting.
picture.
What's the benefit of that? Why would anybody want to do that? Why would you write that?
It's the
Brian?
same thing. It's like eating those crickets and
Yeah.
whatever they eat at
For a
other
marketing,
places.
I could see them doing this for a marketing ploy, but I don't think it's true because
Yeah, but what it looks like is like we're killing a bunch of sharks to hide them inside popsicles.
well,
When
we
do you
kind
start
of
caring
do
about
that with
sharks?
we do that with other animals. We hide
Yeah,
bits
but
of.
I think that the sharks are a little bit more like protected.
I'm shocked that you're a shark sympathizer.
I am
No,
too.
I
am.
don't take this as sympathy. I'm just trying to read between what's true and what's not.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it's no. I don't
I'm
see
saying we're both saying false.
that. And I would think that their price point's probably a little too low. $22. Have you seen what gas is in the San Francisco Bay Area? It's like $7.
I was
so
gonna
they're
say-
way underpricing that. It's got to be upwards of 40.
40. Let's see the answer. Boom, false.
Okay.
You're dead on. Man, I had it originally as $12, and then Marie in editing says, no, that's way too low. You gotta go 22.
Yeah.
So, dang it, man.
22 is a draft beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't see them selling like shark popsicles?
I don't see them doing that. No,
thought that was a great one.
I don't think anyone would buy it.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, what? That's so gross.
Hey, Tampa Bay Rays, now we're selling Ray Shakes with bits of Ray in it. Enjoy.
It's crazy. Like
crickets,
wild
they eat
animals.
everything. Don't
Yeah.
they? You
Well,
know.
it's a bug. It's a bug. They're not going to start chopping
Dang,
up
I thought
sharks
that was a
to
good
put 'em
one.
in popsicles.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
You should have said they're shaped like fins, though.
Every picture I tried to come up with, I said I need a shark popsicle, for
That picture looks like little cactuses.
It was it's actually a good picture. If you see
AI
it
did the best it could with that
AI
one. What do our
really-
little columns say this week? My bad eyes can't read it from here.
One is about Scott upset about the egg production at his local house, and yours was still looking for a dark matter T-shirt.
That's true, I am.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Let me know if
Well,
you get
has
one
the
of those.
album dropped?
Yeah, last Friday. You haven't listened to
Have
all
you
of it
listened
yet?
to it?
Yeah, 4 times through. It's amazing.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, third one.
Mike McCready, Stone Gossard, the
Still,
whole
yeah,
band.
they're still doing it. Yeah.
Sogni a Cerchio, I hope.
No. True.
In a visionary move while their team's arena is being renovated, Italian basketball team Virtus Roma will temporarily relocate to the majestic Coliseum this upcoming season.
No.
2,000 temporary seats along with special lightings placed in the iconic amphitheater and as fans gather to watch the first ever sporting event since the gladiator battles back in 80 AD. True or false?
I think that's false because I don't think that they can actually. I mean, I don't think they could put like seating back in there, and furthermore, like the floor is like not there anymore.
Now, wait, would fans be allowed? Do we know? Does the
It
article
says 2,000 seats, so it'd be less than what their current arena is.
Yeah, but
And they hold
have
concerts
you seen
there.
inside the
Yeah.
inside?
Yes,
Yeah.
they hold concerts there.
they had Pink Floyd there like a couple years ago?
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm just sure they put a floor down or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think they sell like little popsicles with bits of lion in it?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
True or
I-
false?
What does Sogni Sergio mean?
That's hoop dreams in Italian.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Nice. I think that sounds like
So,
something
Mia Sergio.
BK did a Google
Here I come for
translation.
the dunk.
Hoop dreams in Italian.
Yeah,
nah,
you know. Okay.
Yeah.
You wanna- you
Yo,
wanna-
no, you
uh,
take it. You take it.
I think it's true. They do hold events there, and that would be cool. I think this team could probably use the marketing boost. I'm just worried that I haven't heard about this happening yet, but I'll say it's true.
The first athletic event that's taken place inside the Coliseum since I don't think it's going to be some basketball.
European basketball?
Yeah,
You don't
just
think?
can't
What
do
do you
it.
think it would be?
Yeah,
If
and
it's
Sogni Acercio just strikes me as something that is like not the actual translation, but it's something that if you Googled it, that would be what
Yeah.
Brian would find, and he would write that down.
Yeah.
And do they have the upside down exclamation point at the front of the sentence? Isn't that supposed to be, or is that only Spanish?
I think that's Spanish
Okay.
only, but I don't know.
I'm gonna say fake news.
Fake news. The answer is completely false.
oh,
Dang
I've
it.
got
I'm on it.
suckered in again.
I'm on it.
Who
Yeah.
has sung?
Sogni.
That team actually folded 2 years ago, so
Oh,
yeah, so they do.
I
need
should
to
have
know.
known that. I'm down on my pro-Italian basketball. Are you looking what Sogni Sergio actually means?
It better be hoop dreams and nothing.
Hang on, let me see.
It's going to be like sad old lady or something.
It's actually circle dreams. Okay,
Oh.
that's the translation.
That sounds
Circle dreams.
suspect.
Yeah. Let me see if I can play it on my computer for you.
Sogna cerchio.
Sonia
that?
Cecchio.
All right.
Sogna cerchio.
Sonia Cecchio.
Circle dreams.
Circle dreams. Yeah, there you go.
Now
buddy.
reverse it. Do hoop dreams into Italian. See what comes up.
See, that's the thing. You put hoop, and so they
yeah.
don't call
Oh,
basketball
see?
hoop. That's
There you go.
There you go.
Oh. All right, we'll go to the next one. Luminous night grass. Guys, scientists have created a genetically engineered grass that you can actually see at night. As night falls, the blades of grass convert hours of sunlight into enchanting phosphorescent glow that turns yards into magical landscapes. The brightness of the glow is determined by the amount of direct sunlight received during the day. And right now, only a bluish-green light is being developed, but scientists say that they can have other colors coming into
Sorry, I was
upcoming years.
Googling while you were explaining. I think it's probably real. I think there's probably something that they're adding that's causing it to glow.
Yeah, we have manipulated everything on this earth,
Yeah.
just about.
Yeah.
Surely we found a way to make our grass glow at night. I don't know why you would want that.
Yeah.
I like it dark.
My neighborhood's toxic.
Yeah. Mine looks
Come on,
like
kids, roll around on this toxic grass.
come over here to Fairyland. This would be good though for think of maybe NFL stadiums instead of replace their turf with glow-in-the-dark grass.
There you
they
go.
won't have to spend so much money on lights because
No
this
doubt.
stuff will just start glowing.
Yeah.
I think it's.
We call that uplighting in the biz.
Yeah, uplighting. You get the nice underglow there under your chins. Since Scott has been right every time, I'm going to go with Scott and say this is true.
Yeah, okay, listen to the answer. Completely
Oh,
false.
darn it. You
got
misled
me.
me.
All right.
There you go. So, dang it. I thought shark would get you, though.
Scientists developing seeds that glow in the dark.
I'm sure
now-
they are.
yeah.
Somewhere they are creating
Somewhere.
those things.
You're ahead of your time.
But that'd be cool to have your front yard kind of not lit up like a, lighthouse, but, some shit.
Just
Yeah.
glowing. Toxically glowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
well,
dogs
if your neighbors are using a lot of weed killer on their, it won't be long before your ground
True
starts
that.
glowing. Yeah.
True
It'd
that.
be a lot easier to spot all the dog poop. Just look for the
Exactly.
spots that are
Yeah.
dark and not glowing.
Now, if you can make glowing dog poop,
Yes.
then you're onto something.
Wait,
Because you're always stepping on that stuff.
right.
all
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah, look out. It's
Just
one
feed
that
the
glows.
dog some of those seeds there, and we're good.
All
Well,
right.
that was good. The NODPOD Gazette came through again.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
job, BK.
I try.
Very good. All right. What a show. I mean, we kind of touched on everything. The playoffs, though, continue, so we're going to get back after that. And then I think next week I want to talk a little bit more baseball because I feel like we've neglected a little bit, Chris.
Yeah, we got some things to hash out.
We still have some things to hash out. But until then, until the next time we're on, there are no off days.
might do some derby next week, too.
Oh, we should do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You and Brian race around the stadium.